Okay, so back to our PowerPoint, right? This will be the last little video then. So we've just looked at ocean versus air. We look at road versus rail, the two on-land forms of transport. Okay, so road transport has always been very popular. Okay, suppliers and businesses, deliveries and so on, DHL and all of those people will deliver by road. All right. You know now with Amazon we've got this scheduled deliveries and next day delivery services and so on. Okay, so road can deliver right to your door, which is a massive advantage. So advantages versus disadvantages here. Again, very common sense. So the advantages: cost effective, fast delivery, direct to door. Okay, good for short distances. Very good for transporting those perishables we talked about. Okay, you can put one big container on the back of a truck carrying loads of these. It can be refrigerated so they don't rot or go bad. Okay, disadvantages: lots of traffic delays, lots of breakdowns. All right, it can be a lot of careless driving, bad weather. All of these kind of things here will slow down your road travel. All right, so again, very simple common sense stuff. Advantages, disadvantages of road. So if we go to road versus rail, okay, so we've just looked at some of the pros and cons of road. It's slower than railways over long distances. Okay, it's much better over short distances. All right, again, weather and road conditions can slow it down. It's not very environmentally friendly. All right, that's one way. Rail is much more environmentally friendly. So railway, greener option. Okay, as you can see, long distance freight is cheaper and quicker. All right, not very good for short distances because it takes a lot longer. It takes long to load up a train and so on than a truck. Okay, so they've all got pros and cons. So you have to decide between them. All right, but you need to be aware of the good and bad of each of air, ocean, road, and rail. All right. Just a couple of pictures then, just to show you the scale of things we're talking about. In the US, trains have up to 250 cars and can be 2.5 miles long. All right, so in terms of New Providence, that's quite a long train. And we got these huge rail ports in here. Okay, massive areas. And we've got these new planes. Okay, it looks a bit weird, but these planes are actually used to transport other planes. So the body of the other plane goes in here, or else they take the wings and put them in here, and this big plane will fly them around to where they need to be constructed. You can just about see the tip of the wing of a different plane being fed in there. All right, beluga planes are called. This is what our airplane looks like. This is where you sit. Okay, so they put passengers here, and then all the freight or the cargo is down underneath. So if you ever see them loading those weird shaped boxes on, they're below your feet as you fly through the air. This is an important one. Okay, this is our cargo ship. Each of these little square rectangle shapes is one container, so you can see just how much one boat can carry. It's almost the size of 4 soccer fields or 4 football fields. Okay, it's the world's largest container ship. All right, it carries almost 20,000 of those containers, and we said in one container there could be 50,000 cans of cola. So you can see the absolute size we're talking about in terms of how much goods it can transport. All right, again, here's 4 of them pulled into a dock in California. Okay, so what happens is these huge cranes come out and they just go pick one up, zip it back on, drop it onto a truck which carries it off to wherever it needs to go. So it's rapid, it's really fast. Okay, they can take them on and off really quick. Again, this is another look of one here. You can see the boats in here with the containers. All right, and then all of these cranes along the side, and again, look at how many thousand containers are stacked up. Okay, we're talking huge levels. Again, your transport of simple things that you might wear. So a typical H&M t-shirt could have traveled more than 15,000 miles. So they get the materials in America, send it to China where it's made into fabric, send it on to Bangladesh where it's made into a t-shirt, send it back to California where somebody buys it. Okay, and because transport is so cheap nowadays, it's actually probably worth shipping it all the way over here and all the way back because they can make it so cheaply here. pay people very little to make the t-shirt or make the fabric. All right, and then the rich people over here will pay higher prices to buy the shirt, and that's how it works. I don't want to do that. Just some older pictures of the mail boats. Okay, going back, that's just some more information about mail boats there. We've always had them here, and just how they've updated. And again, you can see lads lifting on and off the materials. We've updated a bit. Now we've got kind of a pulley system, and now we've got our modern day mail boats, okay, down in Potter's Quay. So here they are, pulled in, getting loaded up. All right, so very quickly, let me just check how we're doing on time. All right, I want to go to a little handout that's titled Transport. Okay, so it's titled Transport. It'll be attached to the assignment for this class. So we're only going to look at the first sheet and then the question booklet, so it shouldn't take us more than 5 or 6 minutes. All right, the first page starts off with this, and it's got a little definition for transport. Now this just tells us all about different things. What I want you to highlight really, or pay attention to, if you're not going to highlight it, make these notes under where you made the keywords earlier. Right, when choosing the most appropriate type of transport for the movement of goods or people, the user should consider several factors. I want you to highlight these 5 or write them down in your notes, please. Okay, time, distance, cost, frequency, and volume. So how long will the journey take, and how important is speed? What is the distance, and what surfaces? Is it all at sea? Do we need it inland? Blah blah blah. Cost, how much will the journey cost, and which type of transport will be cheapest? Frequency, how often are we going to make this journey, and how much material needs to be carried? Do people need to go as well? When you write those down, I want you to add one more as well, which is a more modern issue. Excuse me. I want you to just put down environmental impact, okay? Because a lot of people now are starting to consider, when they choose transport, is it environmentally friendly or is it going to have a bad impact? Okay, so we look at that in this table. This table is very, very simple. All right, so we got car, train or subway, air, and water. Then we got speed, distance, costs, number of routes, traffic, weather, passengers, and we actually have pollution down the bottom here. Okay, so water is virtually no pollution. Air, okay, flying, it shouldn't say some air pollution, huge amounts of air pollution, high noise pollution. If anybody lives out near the airport, I'm sure you know what we're talking about there. Okay, trains, again, noise pollution, and so on. A couple of things to look at. Speed, car and lorry, fast over short distance, train, fast over longer distance. So on land, you probably want a mixture of these. Air is by far and away the fastest over long distances. Water is definitely the slowest. But then, look down, it's the cheapest. Okay, air is getting cheaper, but if we consider then, alright, how much the boats can carry compared to what a plane can carry, the boats and the tanker ships can carry vastly more products. Okay, so while it's the slowest, it can carry 100 times more than a single airplane can. Alright, also look at number of routes. Okay, air isn't usually good for international travel. Alright, not so good for internal travel. Water, again, very, very good number of routes, but the thing is, it can only go to the coast. They can't, for example, America, it can only go to the east or west coast. If you want to deliver something or get something to the center of America, then you're going to need to use water and one of these two. Okay, so what you have to understand is there's a combination of these is usually the most effective. Alright, so you need to be aware of that table. The next little bit then, we're going to skip past all of this. We've done all of these notes already. If my mouse will work. Okay. That was our little pages about mail boats and so on. Now, let me just pause this for a second. Okay, very, very quickly. Okay, in the booklet of notes, we just did the first page. Then I want you to skip down to page, it has number 20 at the top and these 4 photographs, which are terrible. Okay, And we're going to do the next 3 pages, or the first 3 pages of questions. The first one says, in the space provided below each photograph, identify the mode of transport. Okay, so this is people walking. You can probably figure out the rest, even though the photos are terrible. Okay, now select the mode of transport which is most popular among stopover visitors to the Bahamas and give one reason for its popularity. So stopover visitors are people who stay the night, so not people by boats, it's people who come by plane. So I've just given you one answer, but give me one reason why it's popular. So why would it be popular? Think about what one of the advantages of flying is for people going on holiday. If you're only going on a short holiday, what do you need from your transport? Next of all, explain which mode of transportation is best suited for inter-freight movement in the Bahamas. Okay, so we thought, what's the best way of carrying lots of stuff around in between the islands of Bahamas? That should be quite straightforward. Explain 3 ways in which the Bahamian government has influenced the transportation industry. Now, we've already talked about some of our keywords. Okay, I would look at the first 2 keywords we wrote down about: subsidies and infrastructure. So what does the government do to improve or help transport to be good in the Bahamas? Okay, so I would look at the infrastructure and the subsidies they offer. Next one, state 3 ways how containerized shipping has affected life in the Bahamas. Again, we made this note. If you look at the first video, we made a little note in Bahamas today about the positives of containerization. Next page and last page then, define transport. Alright, what is the cheapest method of transporting lots of material? Again, think of the pictures I showed you. So which method transports the most for the cheapest? You could also look back up the table at the top of this document if you want help with that. And then compare the benefits of air transport over land and sea. So you want to take air transport and say, give me 3 reasons how it is better than land and sea, but you have to compare it. So air transport is better because of this compared to land and sea, which is this. Alright, so you need to use the table we just went through at the start of this video for that. Okay, that's all. It's 3 pages of questions. Do not do all the questions. Okay, start at this one, next page, and then the last page of questions should be page 23. Alright, you can submit that next Friday. I will put this document on Plus Portal assignment area and send you a WhatsApp message. Alright.